nurses. Say, why don't you stop by the water tower and I'll show you my stamp collection.
But Yakko, you don't have a stamp collection.
All right, then, you can open my mail.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 adult jokes and insanely subtle innuendos you missed on Animaniacs.
Yakko, can you conjugate?
Who, me? I've never even kissed a girl.
I'm your biggest fan. What do you say to that?
I'd say puberty was inordinately kind to you.
Go on.
And give me the bird.
We'd love to, really, but the Fox censors won't allow it.
For this list, we're looking at gags that when we watched the show as kids went completely over our heads, but now when we watch it back, seem a lot more obvious. Can you think of a joke that we should have included in this video? Be sure to leave a comment below telling us. All right, let's get to it.
Well, if you are, there's hope, there's help, there's the please, please, please get a life foundation.
Number 10, give me the bird.
We shall eat of the great native bird, the turkey.
A cross between Bugs Bunny and Groucho Marx, Yakko was particularly good at delivering wordplay that went over viewers' heads because of how fast he could talk.
I be yakking yak.
I be Wacko who waltzes with wolves.
In this segment, Miles Standish, wanting a turkey to be handed over, asks for Yakko to give him the bird. But Yakko says he can't because of Fox censors.
Begone, pests, and give me the bird.
We'd love to, really, but the Fox censors won't allow it.
This is definitely something a grade schooler might not pick up on until learning what the bird is slang for. Regarding Fox censors, series creator Tom Ruger said in an AMA subreddit that the show did receive an objection, quote, here and there from the Fox censor. Fortunately, the censor wasn't too zealous, or we wouldn't have all of the wonderful entries on this list. Number 9, Minerva Mink. The attractive Minerva was based on old Tex Avery cartoons, where a wolf would lose his cool whenever he saw a gorgeous gal come his way. She has the same eye-popping effect on various critters of all species who lay eyes on her. While Minerva is looking for a pond to take a dip, Yakko and Wacko decide to harass her. Fortunately, Dot is there to cut the harassment short.
Boys.
Minerva calls for a little privacy before pulling down a curtain so we don't get a full view of the goods after she takes her towel off. But the curtain does leave enough for our imagination. Number 8, the Adult Channel. A treasure trove of pop culture references, Animaniacs provided several throwbacks to old classic movies, including the 1957 Swedish art house film The Seventh Seal. The closest the majority of 90s kids would be with the film was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where the duo competed against death in a bunch of games like Twister and Battleship.
Right hand green.
While they're in the underworld, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot pester Death with a bunch of inane requests, one of which being to let them watch the Adult Channel.
That means we'll all be like a family.
Can we call you Dadu?
Hey, Pop, can we stay up past 10?
Can we watch the Adult Channel?
After that request is followed up by Yakko and Wacko letting out a
Hello, nurse.
in unison, it's left slightly less ambiguous what they meant by the Adult Channel.
Oh, come on, lighten up, Daddy.
Number 7. Mommy, why is that car bouncing? While Dr. Scratch and Sniff is on a date at a drive-in movie, the Warner brothers and sister tag along as a collective third wheel.
I didn't know you cared.
One of the things they do to cause a ruckus is jump up and down, which makes the car they're in jiggle up and down. As a mother and son walk past, the mother hurries the small child along, hoping he doesn't notice the activity going on nearby. It's pretty easy to put together what the writers were trying to get across, if you have your mind in the gutter.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Number 6, we'll do it.
I wouldn't go flashing that around if I were you, Mike. This is a church.
Somehow, the Warners find themselves in Renaissance times, and Michelangelo needs their help painting the Sistine Chapel.
Please, you gotta help me.
When the siblings find out their subjects are to be painted nude, they initially pretend to be offended.
Wait a minute. You expect us poor innocent children to climb up dangerous scaffolding and paint naked people all over a church?
We'll do it!
However, they quickly reveal they're actually into the idea. Not so much for the art, but for the opportunity to draw people without their clothes.
But we're not doing it for the sake of art, and we're not doing it for the sake of money. No, we're doing it because we like painting naked people.
Nudity is prevalent in art, and the work of Michelangelo has certainly sometimes been the subject of comedy because of its naked subjects, which makes it perfect for Animaniacs to exploit. Number 5, Hello, Nurse. If there was another character that captured the attention of the boys besides Minerva Mink, it was, as we've seen, Hello, Nurse.
Nurse! Nurse!
Yes, Dr. Scratch and Sniff?
Get these kids out of here!
Hello, nurse.
When the nurse came on screen, seductive music would often play, and Yakko and Wakko, unable to control their libidos, would throw themselves at her.
If I introduced her to you, what would be the proper greeting?
Hello, nurse.
Yakko saved some of his most saucy wordplay for when he flirted with her.
How do you do? That thing with your mouth.
Hello, Nurse was also a catchphrase that Yakko or Wakko would say whenever they saw pretty ladies pass by. Not necessarily just the nurse.
Hello, nurses. Say, why don't you stop by the water tower and I'll show you my stamp collection.
But Yakko, you don't have a stamp collection.
All right, then, you can open my mail.
Tom Ruger said the line was originally intended for a different show, but he thought it was a better fit for Yakko and Wakko. Number 4. What else you got in there?
Hey, it's only a 6-minute cartoon.
Let's move on.
An unfortunate teacher has the unenviable task of teaching the Warner siblings in a classroom, and they make it nearly impossible by disrupting her at every turn. However, she has come prepared by storing various objects in her dress, including a handkerchief and a marker, both of which she pulls out during the lesson.
We'll move on to grammar.
This is not lost on Yakko, who asks her what else she has hiding in the dress.
Ooh, what else you got in there?
Whether he's referring to any other objects tucked in her dress or her ample bosom, that's clearly an inappropriate question to ask.
Why, you little F!
Number 3. Lake Titicaca. Animaniacs is no stranger to geography lessons, with Yakko famously singing about the countries of the world and Wakko doing the same for all the US state capitals.
Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil.
Another notable example is when the Warners sang about Lake Titicaca.
Lake Titicaca, oh Lake Titicaca.
However, the reason they chose this South American body of water to dedicate a song to is pretty obvious, as any kid who's said the lake's name out loud knows.
Lake Titicaca, yes, Lake Titicaca. Why do we sing of its fame?
It's just a blatant excuse to combine two naughty words, but sound cultured and international at the same time. What other kids' show could get away with this? Number 2. The connotations of conjugation. Let's go back to the classroom where the poor teacher is dealing with the Warners.
Let's move on to sentence structure.
During the lesson, the teacher asks Yakko about conjugation, a concept any student is familiar with if they've studied a foreign language. However, Yakko thinks she means conjugal and responds with how inexperienced he is in that subject.
Yakko, can you conjugate?
Oh, me? I've never even kissed a girl.
When the teacher offers to help by conjugating with him, Yakko implies he thinks the teacher is offering a Mary Kay Letourneau type relationship with him and cuts her off with his line,
Good night, everybody.
his tip-off that things have gotten inappropriate.
No, it's easy. I'll conjugate with you.
Good night, everybody.
You don't understand. Let me go to the board and show you.
Don't look.
I will tell you that when I think of subtle innuendos and adult jokes on Animaniacs, our number 1 is the joke I think about. So let's look through some honorable mentions and then we'll get to the top innuendo you missed on Animaniacs.
Oedipus Rex menswear. Of course they'd go there with an Oedipus reference.
Ooh, how about an outfit from Oedipus Rex menswear?
Nah, his mom would hate those.
Look, Freudian slips.
He makes his own.
Truth or Dare. Madonna's version of Truth or Dare ain't for kids.
Come on, you guys. We're gonna play Truth or Dare.
Wakko the Graduate, an opening parodying the famous movie. No relation. That's just wrong.
Bunnies?
Buster and Babs Bunny.
No relation.
Let's hope not. It's a children's show.
A squirrel's nuts. Some obvious double entendres there.
This frisky little fella makes his home in the hollow of an old tree. The squirrel likes to hide his nuts in many odd places where the sun doesn't shine on them.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Fingerprints. This gag in particular has an infamous reputation.
Number 1 sister. Dust for prints.
Playing the part of detective, Yakko enlists his sister to help him look for prints.
I found prints. fingerprints.
When Dot announces that she's actually found Prince, the late genius musician, Yakko tells her that no, he wants fingerprints.
No, fingerprints.
I don't think so.
We would go into further detail on how Dot misinterpreted what Yakko meant by fingerprints, but the Fox censors won't allow it. According to Tom Ruegger, the writers kept the joke in after animation because it made them laugh. And they managed to get it on television because no one raised an objection.
I'm not going to explain it to you. If you don't get it, ask an adult in your life. I'm just kidding, don't do that. Anyway, if you can think of any other subtle innuendos from Animaniacs that we missed, be sure to leave it in a comment below. Or come tell me on Twitter or Instagram at Rebecca Brayton or on my YouTube channel. See ya!